killed everyone on the roster. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
It's 2024, and here's the biggest bombshell you will know in 2024 and for the rest of your life. There's no point of owning an Xbox console anymore. Here is why. Now, before some of you Xbox fans get all butthurt and shit, look, I own all consoles. I own all shit. I got all my consoles from back in the day that I have. Now, why am I saying this? Well, as you guys know, supposedly Starfield, Hi-Fi Rush, Halo, and a bunch of other games, even some of the newer ones that are coming out, are supposedly going to be multi-platform. Well, if that's so, then to me that tells me one thing and one thing only, that I was 100% correct when I said Xbox is trying to be the Netflix of the gaming industry. Why am I saying that? Well, because they've always been focused on one thing and one thing only, and that is Game Pass. They've been buying company over and over and over and over for a bunch of money. And look, Xbox got money like nobody, but you still need to make profit. And it looks like they haven't been making profit. Supposedly, this is coming from somebody who is an Xbox fan. I believe his name is Tim something on Twitter or something like that. But I got this from Twitter. So this is what he said that he's heard. I guess he's somebody that's very connected into the gaming world. He heard that the hardware sales for the Xbox have not met the projected sales, and the CFO got spooked. So I'm assuming the CFO, not of Xbox, but of Microsoft. So yeah, that's not good news, because as you guys know, Xbox tried to do as much as they could to try to sell Xbox consoles, from dropping the prices to sometimes even raising the prices to making such deals of you getting this game, you getting that, blah, blah, blah. And it didn't work. PlayStation just keeps outselling them day in and day out. Supposedly, he also said this. In the last 3 months of last year, they had consoles for $350 and lower, and no one cared. That's right. Nobody cares about an Xbox console. And I truly think it's because the games they've shown us haven't been big games. Like Starfield, they tried to make it. I remember hearing Xbox fans saying this is the game of the generation. It's not the game of the generation. And you'll have PlayStation fans say Spider-Man 2 was the greatest game ever. And look, I even fall on that, because I said it was a masterpiece of a woke game, but looking back at it, it's not a masterpiece. It's a solid 8, but it's not up there in the realms of these classic games. And Starfield definitely wasn't that, and it shows by the reviews. They also said that the Xbox One is actually a more wanted console than the Series console. So that's bad news right there, specifically when these are supposed to be your big new hardware and people prefer the Xbox One. They also said that the hardware was dead, and they are seeing declines in hardware year over year. So that means that their consoles and all that stuff, it's not selling. It's actually getting worse year by year. So that's not a good sign right there by Xbox. So again, I'm just giving you the facts from somebody that supposedly is connected. Now, I don't know how connected he truly is, but we've seen stuff like this happen with Xbox. Game Pass. Here is the thing that I've been saying for a very long time. I've been saying Game Pass is the Netflix of the gaming industry. But the problem is it sustainable? And I've been saying that when you're spending 70, 80 billion dollars to grab a couple IPs and your subscription is not growing at a rapid pace, you are doing something wrong. And right here, from what he supposedly got info on, is that Game Pass is unsustainable and the market they have is not enough to offset the cost. What does that mean? The money that they're spending to put new stuff on Game Pass isn't enough to make it fair. Basically, like, they're spending $70 billion. Well, they're not making $70 billion that quick. So you're having a negative effect for the company. Tim, this is another stuff that Tim heard from someone at Microsoft, that you may not like when Xbox gets Activision, because they want a return of investment. I've been telling these Xbox fans, I've been telling PlayStation fans, do not worry about Activision Blizzard, because guess what? When you're spending $70 billion, you still are going to want to make your money back quick. You're not going to take off these games from those multi-platforms and not make an investment out of it. If they would have just put that on Game Pass or on just on Xbox, you wouldn't make your money back that quick. Xbox needs PlayStation to make at least some type of investment back for buying Activision. So I've been telling people that. Nobody believed me. He also heard that Xbox has an insane showcase with tons of games, but everyone is going to be saying, he puts asterisks, but I think he means they're not going to be exclusive. They're going to be for multi-platforms, which, I mean, if the rumors are true, you can see why. He also said the leaks happened because of an Microsoft employee who didn't want this to happen, so he leaked it so there would be a public outcry. I'm pretty sure that's true. Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of Xbox employees that are pissed that they're doing something like this, and basically Xbox isn't allowing them to see if they can compete. Basically, Xbox is like, yeah, we can't compete. And even Phil Spencer has said it. We can't compete with PlayStation. And you'll have some people say, "Oh, well, it's PlayStation that is hindering them. They're making deals so they can't grow." No, PlayStation isn't doing anything. PlayStation is playing the same fair game that Xbox has, but Xbox would rather use their big wallets and focus more on, I guess you could say, live service for the Game Pass, instead of just focusing on the consumers and waiting on Game Pass at a later date. Because right now, Game Pass, it's not growing as how you want it. You have to build it and build it and build it and build it. He also said Microsoft now has no problem buying more companies in the future if all games go to all platforms. That is true. If this is true, if Microsoft decides to basically put all their exclusives on all platforms, nobody cares if they continue to buy companies, because guess what? Microsoft will leave making consoles and just become one of the biggest studios out there. Like what is that company? Tencent, I believe it's Tencent or Embracer, that just gobbled up so much crap, and now they're failing. But this is Xbox, so you would think they could succeed. But again, I'm telling you, you have to think about Game Pass. They're gonna try to push Game Pass as hard as they could. They're gonna go in 100%. I think they've been going like at 85, 15 right now. I think they're gonna move it more into 100% full on. And he also said Tim thinks they will go all digital with even add-ons on Game Pass, pre-roll, or at the end of a chapter, Like a Dragon, which I don't know if Like a Dragon did something like that, but supposedly this came from the AI community manager. Again, I'm not surprised that they would do something like that, because guess what? Ads make more money for the company as a return of investment, right? And we also got some leaks of Xbox, if you guys don't remember, that they were going to be making a all digital, no more physical copy of a console. This is the future, guys. And let me just end it by this. By any PlayStation fan out there that is celebrating this, just think about this. Think about this. Let's say Xbox actually succeeds and is becoming more successful by going this route. What do you think PlayStation's going to do? You think PlayStation's going to be okay with that? You think PlayStation's going to allow Xbox to be the market leader on games, live service, subscriptions, stuff like that? No. You know what PlayStation's going to do? PlayStation will follow Xbox if this becomes very successful. And you won't have an Xbox console anymore, and you won't have a PlayStation console anymore. So what do I think should happen? I don't know. It's very, very weird, but I think you need this to fail, or you need someone to come in and be like, hey, you know what? We were thinking of something like this, but I don't know, man. It's weird, because if this happens, man, you know what that means also? That means I spent, $500 on an Xbox Series X, and I didn't get nothing out of it. Nothing. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.
I just leveled up, I thank God. Straight from the mud, now it's time to get the pie. Sweat, tears, and blood, you can see it in my eyes. My future turning up.